Hello friends, so in this video I want to give a short introduction about myself and how astrology came into my life. So at this moment, recording this video in 2025, I'm studying and practicing astrology, Jyotish Astrology for 5 years already, but it was not always like this. And before COVID, before that time, I was never really looking into it. I was never consulting any astrologist, and I was not doing any stuff of this kind. So I will explain how it just simply happened. I was never looked for it. It just happened to me, and since that moment, I cannot imagine my life without an astrology. So it happened just before the COVID had started. I was coming back from my trip from Southeast Asia, which was about 3 months, and COVID started. Everything was locked, and quarantine and all these kind of things. And I was informed that my yoga teacher, with whom I was already practicing yoga for 2 years in the city of Odessa in Ukraine, is the city where I'm from. So I knew that she started a Jyotish Astrology course, and I joined not because I was really interested about astrology, but just because I wanted to know my teachers better. So I was thinking it would be a good opportunity to do that. And very shortly I realized that Jyotish was the discipline which allowed me to unite everything what I was studying and reading before that. So mainly I was interested into the philosophy, different kinds like Western and Eastern, psychology a little bit, and esoterics. And I realized that astrology allowed me to unite all these kind of things in one discipline, and moreover it allowed to give the practical implementation of this knowledge, mainly to understand the human being, to understand myself, and eventually at some point to help other people to understand themselves as well. Another interesting fact about me and astrology is that before this point, 2020, I was thinking that I don't have any intuition, and like many men would think that intuition is like the women thing, and the rationalism is like the men's thing, this kind of stuff. So that I was thinking, but I was really surprised after that, because during this time I was in the midst of my personal crisis. I was in the midst of divorce and separation with my partner at the time, and again with trying to understand who I am and where I am going and all these kind of things. We went before I took this astrology course, so before it happened, we went to Asia, and we did India, Thailand and Bali. And when I was in Bali, at the waterfall, the biggest one, I don't remember the name, but this was the biggest waterfall in Bali, and I saw it for the first time, and it impressed me so much, and I think it evoked many emotions and visions, and also I realized that the dreamy world which I was experienced in my childhood, I was interested in fantasy during my childhood and teenage ages, like fantasy and computer games also of this kind. And I realized that they were manifested in my physical reality when I was seeing this waterfall, and the idea of tattoo, very particular tattoo, came into my mind, and I understood that when I will come back to Odessa, I should make this tattoo, like no matter what. So I did it, and then I started the course about Jyotish Astrology. And as I said, I was never into any astrology, Western, Eastern, nothing. And then I started that course. I realized that I basically imprinted the tattoo of my moon. So my moon is in Sagittarius, and I have better picture in Instagram. But basically here is the moon and the woman archer, and I realized that my moon is in Sagittarius, and it was like really surprise to me. And since then my familiarity with my intuition had started. And as I said, during that crisis, many emotions came up into the surface, and eventually I realized that I just blocked my emotions because, again, of the situation in my family and my upbringing. I just decided unconsciously to suppress all my emotions, and hence the intuition, and my life developed in like a particular way without, you know, the emotions and anything that's, you know, goes close with the emotion, like expression of yourself, art, and you know, a lot of things actually because of these blocks. So Jyotish, first of all, allowed me to understand this and work with it, and starting to rely on my intuition. Then I met my teacher, another teacher, second teacher of astrology, Kali Shankar, and I started to study with him in his academy, and it took about 3 years. I'm still studying because the astrology, Jyotish astrology, I think studying is life-going experience, but we will speak more about it. So we will speak more about it later. So I met my teacher, and very shortly when I started to study with him, I realized that I need to leave my country, I need to immigrate. This is the second important thing that Jyotish allowed me to understand, because immediately I remembered that I had the thoughts about immigration for a long time. I even started the process, like preparing documents, passing the language exams, but at some point I just stopped and my attention switched to another subject, and I never had the power of will to make the decision to accomplish this process until the end. But the crisis got worse. Literally, it started burning my physical space around me, literally. And I understood that I need to make some radical decision, or otherwise I would just die maybe. So it was really bad. And studying astrology, I realized that this decision would be to immigrate. First of all, no matter what, and then I would decide what to do next. This is because I have very powerful yoga, again, of immigration and of wandering. Wandering means like I need to not only to immigrate, but also to move from one place to another, which I did actually for a while, since I was 18 years old. But immigration is something different. You need to change your passport basically, and need to make your base in some different place other than your home country, right? And astrology just reassured me that these thoughts were right, and it gave me some assurance that I need to finally accomplish this process. And me and my girlfriend, and also I took my friends, and we decided to go to Bali. So I love Asia, and I've been there many times, and when I was thinking where I should go, like the first thought, it was Bali. Since then we were living in many countries, but this is another story. And also again, because we left Ukraine 6 months before the war, another thing which I was never thinking, because I never knew that I never knew that the war in Ukraine will start. But again, in some way, astrology allowed me to take my friends, the people who I love with me, and thus take them out from Ukraine well before the chaos had started. I will take a sip and will think what else I can tell till that point, till this point of now. Again, eventually what inspires me in Jyotish Astrology the most is that it allows you to, first of all, very first thing, to understand that we are all very unique, each of us, and we have unique purpose, and astrology allows you basically to understand what is yours and what is not yours, which knowledge applies to you and which is not applies to you. And like many things, like what yoga you need to practice, what psychology do you need to do, and like basically you can take any subject in life and pass it through the natal chart, and it will give you the understanding how it should be applied specifically to you. This is the main thing about the Jyotish astrology. Eventually, Jyotish astrology is a roadmap which allowed me to better understand myself and the purpose, my purpose. And this is the tool, the roadmap, which can guide you on the direction towards your purpose. And for me, sharing this gift with people, it's very inspiring journey. Not only because I can share something, but actually because when you are listen to the stories of people, this is so fascinating experience, because you learn so much. So this is actually the mutual purpose of energy exchange, in which we are teach each other, I think, and we are growing together. This is for sure, and this is very, very inspiring journey.